Hi guys, my name is Simi Badiru and today we are here on the couch with Rukmani, out here to discuss everything from her career, growing up, and what she's like outside being an artist. So I hope you stick around so that you can get to know enough about her. Hey girl,
Hi, hello.
how are you doing
I'm
today?
fine. How are you?
I'm good. Are you excited to talk to
Yes, I am very excited.
me?
I'm very excited.
I hope you're telling me
Of
the
course,
truth.
the truth and nothing but the truth.
Okay, so let's get into it. So I think I want to start from your growing up, right? How you grew up and how that ultimately may have or may not have influenced you eventually becoming an artist.
Um, okay. So music for me, I think, has been a form of escape. I remember this story my mom used to tell me. She said when I was about like 3, 4 years old, we were in a car accident somewhere on the highway in Lagos. I think a truck or something had run into our car and pushed us off the road. It was a serious accident. And in the quiet of the moment, when everybody was trying to figure out what was going on, I started singing, "Oh yeah, I wish you happy birthday." And then people were like, "Yo, you're singing. Why are you singing right now? Dude, we're just in a car accident." So I feel like music has been an escape for me. And also, I was part of the choir in my preteens, teens, and I think youth church too. I think the youth had their own choir as well in one of the churches I used to attend. So I've always been part of the choir and everything.
At what point did you come to the realization that music was something you wanted to do professionally, like become an artist, or did that take you a long time to realize? Did you just always like music? Talk me through that.
So I used to do freestyles on Instagram around 2018, 2019. Just for I didn't know what that was about, but it just came naturally to me. I just felt like okay. I even did the cops challenge and I used to post on Instagram. So I had this friend, he was also my first manager, and he told me that I should take it seriously, that we should go to a studio and record one of these songs, and which I did. So from there, I just decided that okay, maybe this is something I should do and take seriously. Yeah.
Okay, and you grew up in Port Harcourt, correct?
So I was born in Ikeja, Lagos, but yeah, I grew up in Port Harcourt.
And how would you say that um, influenced your sound? Well, actually, before you answer that question, was music something that you were encouraged to chase? So when you decided, okay, let me start doing all these challenges, and like, you I actually can sing, or I want to sing, and you told your mom, because speaking about your mom, was she excited about it? Was she like, what do you think you're doing? Was she like,
So I am very stubborn and I do what I want to do. I I didn't ask for permission before I started making videos for Instagram and all, and I didn't feel the need to inform anybody that oh this is something I'm taking seriously, because at the end of the day I was also doing what they wanted, which was going to school, chasing my electrical engineering degree, which I have today. I was doing their part. So what I was doing for myself, I just felt like it didn't have anything to do with them. Yeah. So when they see, they see. So it was that type of thing for me.
okay? And what was your first big break? What was the moment that was like, okay, now I think I'm going to really take it seriously? What was the one moment that happened that you were like, because when you started releasing the videos, you posted, your friend said, let's take this seriously. You went to the studio, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you had the conviction of like, okay, I really want to be an artist, right? At that point in time. Or did you already feel like that at that point in time?
Yes, 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 yes. So when I make up my mind about something, it's done. Like it
So
is,
you were,
that's it. Yeah.
when you started recording, what was the process from then on? Talk me through that journey.
Okay. Okay, so when I started recording in Port Harcourt, I met with some really cool guys that would invite me to the studio. I would jump buses, sometimes I would trek and go from Ada George to somewhere around Uniport just to record. And I met cool people that were like even interested in my voice and everything, wrote a few songs. And then I had this other manager, his name is Seba, and he was able to like get me the connection to Cocoon in a way. So though someone from Cocoon had already listened to some of my freestyles on Instagram, so they were already familiar with my game, but he was the one that like created the connection. And yeah, I signed a management deal sometime in 2022 March, and it's been a ride since then. I met someone called Bella,
Lovely lady.
very lovely lady. She has influenced me like in the best ways possible, and yeah, met some. She put together this team, and to be honest, the people I started with, they aren't the same people now, but like I feel like the team is getting stronger and better. Everybody's getting to understand each other's strengths and weaknesses and where to like carry on and where you can lean on, that type of thing. So yeah, that's where we are today.
So prior to 2022, when you signed the management deal, had you released any music at all? As an independent
Yes,
artist?
yes, but I think I had already dropped Bruce Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I already did Bruce Wayne. So
And when
and
you dropped,
Satori too.
and when you dropped that, what was the like reaction that you got compared to the reaction that you thought you were going to get?
So to be honest, I haven't really been the type to worry about
External validation.
yes, like I don't really think about how people would react to this when I'm putting the art out or when I'm making it. But now I am more conscious about that. But as at then, I didn't really. To me, I was just happy to do something that I loved, and to have the people around me to help me execute it. That was my joy.
Okay, cool. And in terms of, so since you've signed your management contract, obviously, as many artists will know, both upcoming and established, there's a lot of ups and downs in the entertainment space.
Yeah.
So, what has that been like? What has been an upcoming artist, especially moving from Port Harcourt to Lagos? What has that transition been like?
It's been very new for me and very, will I say, educational because I've had to learn a lot of things, a lot of skills, even how to handle people, how to handle myself, because the way you carry yourself in Lagos is not really how you carry yourself in Port Harcourt. Like, different people,
Different attitudes.
different attitude too. So I had to learn all those things. So it's been a whole learning curve for me,
So, tell me
the whole
one thing
process.
that Lagos has taught you, that like being an upcoming artist, that you've learned that you would like to tell other upcoming artists out there.
So many lessons, but I think what I'm going to say is just know what you want and know who you are, because when you know what you want and who you are, it's how do I put this? Someone can't use your head or use you for idiot. Like, I don't
It gives
know.
you direction, essentially.
Yeah, like it carries you well when you're in a certain space, because you're going to meet people. You're going to meet different types of people. And if you are not sure of yourself and what you want to do and like who you are, they are going to use your head, because Lagosians are very smart, to be honest. PH people are smart, yes, but Lagosians, because it's a combination of different people from different parts of the world.
Yeah.
If you're not
And it's
sharp,
fast.
they can just like they'll use your head.
So, so you need to give me an experience, a personal experience, because that answer was very deep and it was from the heart. It
Yeah,
felt like
yeah,
it
yeah,
felt like
yeah.
you felt something when you were giving me the answer. So tell me, what has gone on in this space that has just really been like, you guys
So
have been fucked up?
So one thing I learned is how to not always be myself. I'm very emotional. I'm very airy. When I like somebody, I like you and I can do anything for you. That is the kind of friend I am. So I learned that it's not everybody that deserves to see or know you like that. So, but I learned that a bit too late. I was thrown in one or two shages before I finally picked up that skill. Where I had this friend that was just taking advantage of me to a very bad extent, and I just trusted her blindly because she was kind of like my first friend in Lagos, and I just liked her so much. It was really messy, sha, but at the end of the day, I learned. So no, no. I learned, and yeah. So that's just it. Just no, yeah, 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 yeah.
So in terms of like being an upcoming artist, right? What has been one of the hardest things for you emotionally? Because again, there's a lot of processes that you go through. You put out music, you feel like this may be it, and then it may go high, it may go low. You just really don't know what you're expecting whenever you put things out, right? So how has that been for you mentally, emotionally? Like how do you deal with, I don't want to say disappointments, but things that don't necessarily meet your expectations?
Well, to be honest, the biggest challenge I've faced as an upcoming artist is the lack of funding, like proper funds. I'm very grateful for the team that God has given to me and the brain that they have to maximize whatever it is that we have. But I know that these people, if they had better funding and just better environment generally, we can do even more things.
Yeah.
With the little we have, look at how we use it to the fullest. So I think one of the challenges I face as an up and coming artist is the lack of proper funding. And I think I'm still the same. I don't look at what people think because I know I'm different and I
Yeah.
have my own lane. And I know that having your own lane as a person, it means you are starting from scratch. You're building your own empire. So it's okay. People will come around eventually. That one, I'm sure of it. But like the challenge I face mostly is before the music even comes out. And that's like not having enough funding
To execute your
do, yeah,
ideas
to
as
do
much
so.
as you would
Yes,
want to.
exactly.
And do you ever like get nervous about releasing music? So like sometimes artists they like something, but you're not really sure if it meets the current palette of the audience, or maybe you and your team like it, but you're not sure how people may receive it. So do you ever like have reservations or worry about how your fans receive the music, or do you think like it's kind of figured out your audience?
My biggest fear is putting out music that I know is not from my heart or like is not from my core. That scares me more than putting out music that I know that I did by myself. I know this came from my source. That scares me more than that.
So you always want to put out music that you are sure of, you like,
Exactly. That I
and then
know.
hopefully everybody else.
Exactly. So I know that anytime I play this music, even there are so many times when since I put out my project, there's so many times I'll be like, oh, people are not really engaging the way I want to. Let me go and listen again. And then I listen and I'm like, Sonia, Rukmani is okay. Don't worry, don't worry, it's fine. So that for me is a win already. Yeah.
And do you feel any pressure to portray yourself a certain way online, or to people? Because at the end of the day, being an artist is essentially putting on an act, right? You are two different people. You are the
Yes.
person that you are, and then you are the talent.
Yeah.
And sometimes some people are very good at merging both of them and presenting that one body to the public. But sometimes I just want to be like you just said, Sonia, and
Yeah.
sometimes Rukmani just
Yeah.
doesn't really want to be out there taking pictures, having shoots, and doing all that stuff. So how do you um balance that, and how do you choose how you put yourself out there, or you brand yourself to your audience?
So from earlier on when we were talking, I told you that I can't give my full self to just anybody and any situation. So from learning how to pick where and when I show what and how I do things,
Yeah.
I've also learned that okay, this time is for Rukmani and this time is for Sonia. There are times when I could be so down, like so down. The whole team would feel it when I'm around, like, guy, what's going on? But immediately that camera comes on my face, that's another person right there, and I'm just able to express myself fully. So it's just basically life when you like, yeah, you learn on the job,
I love
basically.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
learn on the
do.
job.
Okay, so since you've been out here, we've gotten Angel on the Run, we've gotten 3XL, and now you gave us 3XL Deluxe. So, talk to me about putting together. I don't want to say 3XL because it's been out already, right? So, talk to me about putting together why you decided to put together a deluxe and picking the songs that you were going to put on that deal, because you added 8 more songs to the original. So, what was the thought process behind that?
Okay, so before 3XL came out as a project and as a deluxe, I already had the idea that I wanted to put out a three-part project where I have love, I have lost, and I have loss.
You really
But
gave all those.
yeah, but you, I feel like you're more interested in the naughty part.
He really gave all those. Like I was like, oh, this is. And I was like, hey, a lot is going on here.
Yeah, no, no, the lost part is really something. It's really something. But yeah, yeah, yeah. So I already had the idea that I wanted to do that three part, but in order to maximize the funding and everything that we had, and to just, you know, go with the flow of everything, we had to do like one part. We did like a part one and part two
That makes sense.
instead of that. So, but before everything, I already knew that I wanted to
How
put
you
out.
work? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So talk to me about working on the project. You have Kemwell, you have K Styles, you have Alpha P. Like
Yeah, and I have
why? You have S
escort.
God. Yeah, not nice. So why did you decide to work with those artists? What was it about them that you thought I would like to have this person on my project?
Well, for me, it wasn't a conscious decision that I like made to put them on the project. I think they were assigned to me. I've said this before in another interview. They were assigned to me by the universe, just like certain songs are assigned to me every year to be released, like through me as a medium. These
Music will
artists,
come out. I
exactly,
love
these
that.
artists were also assigned to me by the universe. So because the way the features even happened, they were so like effortless, and they were so like the synergy and everything was just amazing. Yeah, so
Okay, and like I said, I was listening to the project, and you seemed very confident. You seemed very locked in with yourself, your sexuality, your feelings, your emotions, because the project took us through many different emotions, right? We got happy Rukmani, we got sad Rukmani, we got Rukmani that was in love, we got Rukmani that was heartbroken, we got Rukmani that just wanted to fuck.
I'm waiting for her to say that.
So like, what what changed? Like because from the original and then the deluxe just gives a lot more, right? So what changed? What was that growth? What came over you that you were like, okay, I'm ready to let this all out?
Simi, I already answered you partly in this. Like, I already
No,
answered
you
this.
didn't give
Like,
me
I
a,
told you now, it was supposed to be a three-part
yes, but you
project.
have to go into why each emotion is important for you to express.
Oh, okay. If we take it back, you remember I said I'm very emotional, and I'm like I'm very, very emotional. I'm very in touch with my feelings. I'm very touchy and everything. So feelings like love, feelings like lost, feelings like lost, like these are big human emotions, and I just felt like okay, people are already doing the things like doing the music for dancing and the clubs and everything. I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do something that would make you think, make you reflect, or make you feel like you're not alone. And that was how I came about this project. When you listen to songs like Deep End or like Nude Emotion, you realize that you're not alone. You're not the only one that's going through a phase where it feels like crazy shit is happening to you. You know, Rukmani gets it too. Rukmani understands. So yeah, that type of thing.
Do you feel like people got the message that you were trying to pass with the project? Do you think that they understood, or do you feel like how sometimes artists have an idea in their head and they feel like this is what they are putting out, but then what people receive is different? Do you feel like your fans got what you were?
So I think the people that get it get it. I also feel like this project is something that will grow on people. It's a project that's going like this because it started here. It's doing very humbly. Can I use that word?
Yeah.
It's very humble. It's very like soft and everything. People are still, should I list that? Like kind of playing around with it. But I feel like with time, it's a kind of project that would. It's like land.
It will
It's gonna
appreciate.
appreciate.
I
Yeah.
love that.
So yeah.
And the songs seemed very personal. They seemed like they were related to real life situations. So, are there any songs on there that were inspired by real life situations that you
Yes.
can
Of
let us
course.
know about, like one or two?
Of course, all the song, all the music on 3XL is very personal. You know, I was telling you about how a friend of mine did something that I didn't like. If you listen to Tear Us Apart, I was talking about that. And Deep End, I was also talking about how like you can be in a phase where you don't know what's going on and things are just happening so quickly to you. That was where I drew the inspiration for Deep End from.
Uh-huh.
And then moving to Lagos and losing a whole lot of friends. Even some people from school unfollowed me on Instagram.
Why?
I don't know. Some people from my university.
Are you
And these
jealous?
were guys that
Or they feel like you're a celebrity now, so you may
we
not
used to
want to
go
know
to the
them.
bush together to go and freestyle. And some of them unfollowed me on Instagram. It hurt. But then I wrote from Softie to you because I just thought that okay, maybe you feel like as if I'm on another level, but it's still the same me. It's still me. You get. So every song from the project, I drew it from some points or era in my life.
Okay. So numbers. Numbers are a very tricky thing in music or entertainment because a lot of things right now are judged by numbers and data and how many streams and how many whatever. So for you as an artist, right?
Yeah.
Is that something that you hold close, or is that something that you realize that sometimes it's just metrics, right? You have your community, you have your audience, and as long as you're locked in with them, does it affect you when you you can't say, oh, I have X amount of numbers or 1,000 or 1 million streams rather than,
Yeah.
oh, my little community of 1,000 is supporting me?
Yeah.
What gives you more gratification?
Okay, so if you had asked me this question in 2020, when I put out Bruce Wayne, I'll tell you that, oh, numbers don't matter, numbers are. But now that I have a whole team and even investors and people putting in work into me and the brand, numbers matter. So please go and stream my project, everybody, 3XL out. I just have
And
to
do you
do
think
that.
it takes the joy out of things or the fun out of things sometimes? Like, because there was a time where you just made music because you enjoyed making music, and
Yeah.
you put out a project or a single because you liked it and you thought, yeah, that was it, right? But now, when you want to release things, obviously you still like it, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of thinking
Pressure,
and pressure
yeah.
and process that goes into it. So, do you think that it sometimes take the joy out of releasing the project or making music? What do you think?
So it does get a little bit toxic because I find myself checking my Spotify almost every day because I want to see, oh, am I growing? Is this growing and stuff like that? So it makes it a little bit toxic, but it never takes out of the fun of putting out a project and everything because it's fun getting together with my people, rubbing minds, seeing what we can create out of this. It's always fun for me. And I love shooting videos and I love my job, to be honest. So
I love that. As long as you enjoy what you do,
yeah, I do.
it makes
I
it
enjoy
fun.
it.
Do you feel any pressure to make TikTok friendly songs, TikTok viral friendly songs, like, or do you just make music to make it? Because like this
Um,
song you have with S God now, for example,
yeah.
is one of those where it has a catchy chorus and could take off. But that to me seemed organic. Sha. I don't know
Yes,
if
it
it
was
was
very
intentional.
organic. It was very, very organic. So I don't make it a point to make music because of TikTok. But then again, I try not to box myself into just a certain type of sound.
Yeah,
So yeah.
that makes sense. How do you protect yourself from like burning out, getting tired, all those things? Like, oh yeah, like, okay, I'm done. I don't want to film content. I don't want to enter studio. I don't want, because you were telling me something on the way here that you're not recording again till next year.
Yes. I'm putting recording on it. Hold. Well, the thing is, you can never really prepare for when you can take a break because you can be taking a break right now and then you're needed to do something. You could be called up for a show and everything. that's where the switch comes in. So you learn how to switch off and on for the job. Yeah, so when I switch on for the job, I switch off the burnout, I work, and then I switch back off.
I feel, yeah.
Yeah,
So you
take care of it.
essentially just
Yeah,
compartmentalize
compartmentalize.
it.
Yeah.
What does success look like for Rukmani? Like, what are your hopes for you as an artist, for your career going forward?
Well, success for me. Wait, you need to be more specific. Do you mean like in the next 5 years, or you mean like in life?
In life as an artist?
Okay, I'm going to start by saying that music is a gateway to a bigger room or space I'm trying to enter. Because of how I grew up and the difficulties I faced as a young girl and the things I didn't know and everything, my goal or success for me looks like leaving something behind for the girls like me that are coming up. It could be having a school, it could be having like just somewhere where girlies like me could go and get educated before getting their hands dipped in just
Any other thing,
anything.
yeah.
So for me, that's what success like
It looks like.
looks like at the end. But yeah, I want to actually have a school for the girlies, for the guys too, but it's because of the girlies I'm actually doing it. So yeah, where I get to educate young women and tell them a little bit of some secrets, some things that I wish I knew when I had just started out. So yeah, also I would like to go into fashion and
Yeah,
art
you're
too.
really a fashion girl.
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
tell. And if you were able to talk to younger Rukmani right now, or Sonia, and tell her anything about where you're at right now and how she should feel, what would you say to her?
I would tell her to, I don't know, man. That girl is crazy. I don't know what I would tell her because what would I tell younger Rukmani? I would tell her all the secrets that I wish I knew when I was her age. And I'll give her a hug and I'll tell her that it's okay. I wish I could be there for younger Rukmani because that was all she needed. She just needed someone to be there for her and to just love her and to teach her and show her new things. So I would just be there for her, basically.
And in terms of living and existing in the music industry, right, friendships is a really tricky thing for a lot of artists because they realize that being an artist is a job. So you meet colleagues, but they are not necessarily your friends. So how do you
Yeah.
navigate relationships and friendships within the space and making sure that you are balancing out the relationships properly?
So this still falls in line with the question about having different personalities for different occasions, yeah, and spaces, because work friendship is not the same with personal friendship. So you just have to know how to handle, like, where to draw the line in certain things and with certain people. The mistake I used to make before was that I just used to come as myself, and then they would just be like, oh, why is she like, people didn't like that about me, to be honest. Like, they didn't like that I was so free and I was just like, so I had to just learn how to give the same energy, basically, and then give the real me to people who are worth giving it to, that type of thing.
Yeah, the music industry makes people fake.
Yes,
It makes
exactly. There's a
people
lot of
like
fakeness.
draw back.
There's a lot of fakeness in the industry. There's a whole lot of fakeness, and it's very sad. Actually, quite sad, to be honest, and unnecessary. So, but it is what it is, though.
So what would you want anybody watching this to take away from your story? What would you want them to be impacted by from everything you said today? Like, what would you hope touches somebody somewhere?
My name is Rukmani, and I have been able to come this far by having faith and just being open to new experiences and changes. It hasn't been easy. You're going to cry, you're going to grovel, you're going to feel like just saying, okay, I'm done with this. But I believe that if something is meant for you, you're going to know, and God's going to give you the strength to keep going. So yeah, take it from me.
Thank you so much for sitting down with me and talking to me and being so
Thank you.
open.
Thank you for having
This was
me.
amazing. And hopefully we get to speak again soon.
Yes, we will. We will speak again soon. I know. Bye.